You're listening to High Frequency Healing on the Superpower Up podcast, the show that explores the awakening of superpowers through higher dimensional healing.
Hello, this is AngelaMaría, one of the Superpower Up hosts, and you are listening to High Frequency Healing Show. The only difference between where you are to where you want to be is the actions you take here and now to heal your life. Let's take a deep breath and be here and now. I invite you to enjoy this time together. So here we go. Let's welcome Dr. Nathalie Marulanda to my show. We will be talking about how to use your spiritual energy to heal. She's a Colombian physician. Her professional career starts as a general doctor and studied forensic toxicology and epidemiology. But since she was 15 years old, her own experience with complementary medicine allowed her to know another way of looking at her health. For her, health comprises not only the aspects recognized in the classical medical field, but complementary tools that allow us to integrate the physical, mental, and emotional fields. This is how, in her current practice, she works with tools of traditional Chinese medicine, Ayurveda, natural decoding, sacred geometry, reiki, cranial sacral therapy, and the most important thing, listening to the patient. Please join me to welcome Dr. Nathalie Marulanda to my show. Hello, Nathalie.
Hello, Angela. Thank you so much for this interview.
Oh my God, I'm so excited, Nathalie. So let's start asking you, what's your healing superpower?
For me, my healing superpower, I think I have two healing superpowers. The first one is the listening. I think my voice is also my healing superpower. The listening and my voice. I think that's the key.
Oh my God, I love because they complement each other.
Yes, it's very important to listen what anyone is talking about, and also is how you speak, how you tell the person about his or her problem. It's very important for me. These two ways of life.
Nathalie, would you please take us back to your early years and name one memorable life lesson that is useful for you today?
Yes, I think the silence, to make some silence, the meditation is very important. And I think for me, all my life, I was trying to search my way in these two ways, with the silence and the meditation. But when you are a child, you only have some things like go to the nature, play at the ground, yes? But always the nature, the touch with the nature was so important for me. And now I realize it.
So could we say that when you were a little one, that being outside with nature was what really create and start like shaping up these two superpowers, the silence and the voice, the listening and the voice?
Yes, I think also my mother liked a lot the nature. And she always was telling us about the animals, the importance to feel the animals, to listen to them, to listen to the nature. I remember when I was a child to go to a place in Colombia, where I am from, and to go to spend one day a week we went to a place where you were like in touch with the nature, yes, and with the animals. And now I think my mother was trying to share with us, with me and my sister, what she was feeling about the nature and the animals. I think that was the first early thing that was like awakening me in the nature, in the meditation, in the silence, and also with the voice. But I didn't was aware of that.
And I do believe that when at the early years, those kind of experiences for kids, they are just for fun. But when you grow up, you can feel the deep power into those kind of activities, into being with nature, feel the plants, listen to the water in the river, looking at the animals to the eyes and listen to them and kind of build this communication with them is also a beautiful way to start connecting to the divinity we are.
Yes, my mother, now you told us about the plants, I remember she loved to speak with her plants, and she tell us they are listening. And that was amazing because it was okay. She's talking with her plants and she loved them so much. And then also with the animals, it was very nice. Now I am remember it because you asked me, and I was like, oh yes, with my mother. She was she liked so much the nature. She liked so much the animals, the plants, the energy of the earth. Yes. I don't know if she speak like this. She is not alive right now, but I think she was in touch with the nature, and that way we learned that with her.
That's where the really wisdom is, in nature. So, Nathalie, before we continue with this great discussion and we go deeper into this topic, where can people go to find out more about you?
I have my Facebook link where you can find me as Nathalie Marulanda, Conscious Health, and also in my web page, in my website, that is nataliemarulanda.com.
Okay, and I want everybody to pay attention to the way Nathalie Marulanda is spelled, because it's different. It's Nathalie, Marulanda, M as in Mary, Arulan, D as in David, A. Nathalie Marulanda.
Thank you.
Yeah, I know it's hard. So we've been talking with Nathalie about how to use your spiritual energy to heal. When we come back from this short break, we're going to talk more about her healing superpowers. Stay tuned. We'll be right back.
Are you here to change the world? Do you talk about things like vibration, frequency, awakening, and consciousness? Are you pretty sure you have superpowers? The Superpower Net is unlike normal coaching programs and conscious communities. We provide training, intuitive guidance, peer-to-peer learning, intensive one-on-one coaching, and a high vibrational network of people just like you. When you join the net, you get 24/7 access to a collaborative group of people who support you as you master your personal power and unlock your superpowers. If you're ready to use your superpowers to change the world, then join the Superpower Net today. Visit superpowerexperts.com/thenet to learn more.
We're back and you're listening to High Frequency Healing. Today, we are talking with Dr. Nathalie Marulanda. And Nathalie, I apologize. I don't call you doctor. For me, those kind of titles put like a spacing between people. And I think that it's okay with you if I just call you Nathalie, correct?
Yes, and you know, I live in Spain, and here the doctor is used, but it's not the same as, for example, in Colombia, where a lot of people is called doctor.
Yes.
Here, no, you are your name. Yes, that was amazing when I came here, because I realized how the patient calls you by your name. And it's very nice, you know, because you always have, like you say, that space between the patient or the persons, and you are also a human being.
Yes.
So it's very important, and I like that. I prefer. Yes.
Yeah, and I respect if somebody wants to be called doctor. That's okay with me, but I already know you, and I want everybody to know that I'm also from Colombia, so I feel so proud when I have these guests into this show that I'm from Colombia or Latin America. So I'm going to take some minutes to invite, if some of you know some Latin people who are in this healing field, who would like to join us in High Frequency Healing Show, please send them to me. I'm more than welcome to have all of these powerful Latin people also in my show. And of course, people from all around the world, China, Europe, Africa, Australia, everywhere. But I'm just so proud when I can have this Latin energy in the show. So, Nathalie, was there a burning bush moment that made your heart desire changing your path in life?
Yes. I more or less, it was like 10, 12 years ago. I have a problem in my hands and arthritis. And during that time, I went to the doctor, yes, and she told me, okay, you have to, if you have pain, you just take an acetaminophen and it's okay, go on. And that was like a point break for me, because I thought, no, I don't want that answer for me. It's okay if you have pain and take some medication. Yes, it's okay. But I thought, this is not the answer that I think it's okay for me. It was like a point break. And that in that way, I began to look for another answer. And I knew a very important person for me in Colombia. Her name is Patricia Galan. She's also a therapist in this kind of complementary medicine. And I started with her, and I became to be better. So I started to make some classes with her. I studied Reiki, and I start to open my mind in this field. That was like the moment that my way of seeing the medicine was turning in a different way.
I would like to mention something about what you said, because I believe that when you are connected to that part in you that is wise, that is loving, that is powerful, you can get this kind of experiences. Because I love that even you were so young and you got that diagnostic about arthritis, you said, no, I don't feel like this is right. And I'm going to keep on looking for a different solution. And I want to honor you for doing that. And it's also an invitation for all our listeners who at some point got this diagnostic that something could be like really threatening your life and dangerous, but don't give up. I always thought that when your body is not in harmony, it's a beautiful opportunity to connect to that situation and listen what is your body telling you to look at in your life. Could be in the area of relationships, money, the relationship to yourself, with your parents. There is something behind. It doesn't mean, and I'm going to also be telling the same thing over and over again. We are not asking you to stop your traditional medicine treatment, but it's also an invitation to look for something else, to go deeper. So, Nathalie, as I understand, your practice is to guide people to heal, includes many techniques. Could you tell us how is an appointment with you? So I call and I say, hey, I need an appointment with Dr. Nathalie Marulanda, or with Nathalie Marulanda, because as you said, in Spain, there are no titles. And then what happens? What could I expect once I step into your office?
Yes, when a patient attends my office, the first thing is to make a history of his or her life, the experience, his or her health, their emotions. Listening is for me at least 16% of the consultation, knowing their feeling, their experience. Mm-hmm. When we make the story, which often includes your family tree, we will work with which tool it will be required for helping, or for, I think it's not, the word is not help, is to walk with you, to be walking with you, and to share with you my experience, so you could find your way. Yes, for me it's like if I am like I had a light, and okay, you can take some ways, but which way is your better way for you, for your soul, for you in this moment? The idea is to try to encompass both their physical, emotional, mental aspects, as we are trying to integrate them, because we are one being. And more time, in some times we are like, the emotion is in one side, your health is another. Yes, your physical health is like you are not an integrated being. Yes, so it's like to integrate all the things that are happening to you, and then we will try to look at which tool we can use to make this trip. It could be acupuncture, Chinese traditional Chinese medicine, cranial sacral, reiki, sacral geometry, natural decoding. It could be a lot of things, and sometimes, or I think most of the time, I don't use only a tool. I use like one part of one tool, another part is like drawing. Yes, and you have a lot of things, a lot of colors, and you are drawing your map for your trip. Yes, for your trip to your own, to know your own, because more of the time we are like, okay, the other is the one that have to make the change, and you have, the change is yours, not from the other, it's yours. But you have to know yourself, and this is a way of looking at it. It's a way. It's not perfect, but it's a way of getting your body in your health, physical health, emotion, in all the ways you are like a human being. Yes, but an integrated human being.
Nathalie, I really love that, because it's exactly what I do. It's not just that I believe, but it's also the way that I feel. This body is just part of a whole. And when we look at the body isolated from the emotional, from the energy field, from the mental field, from the etheric, we are just seeing a minuscule part of the whole. So when we are able to get to a professional like you that is able to see us as there is whole potential, that is that has many different components, I think is when we really can take our lives to the next level, not just in the physical area, but also in the emotional, in the mental level, at different levels, because then we are really potentializing who we really are. So you get there, you talk to the patient, you have an idea about all of these components are taking place in that moment in the lives of the patient. And then how do you choose what is the technique that each person needs?
After making that history of your life, I have also my intuition. I like to use that because now I heard my intuition. First, I was more or less mental. Yes, always my brain functions as a physician. So I always, because that's the way I work a lot of time, all of my life. Yes, but with experience, you are knowing which way is what you are needing more. For example, if you came with something about your family tree, yes, and it's possible to use the decoding, natural decoding. That is a very nice and important therapy that I use. But if your physical health is not really good, it's better to put yourself like in order until you go to another kind of work. Because I told always the patient, it's like if you're going to make a trip and you need your car, it's okay. But if your car is with something, probably you are going to get upset, or you are going to think, okay, I can't go to there because it's so difficult for me. And it's better to make something about with your physical health, with your energy, with your chakras, yes, with your all the energy that you have to go to that trip that you are going to make in your inner space. Yes. Sometimes the person comes and it's okay. Your energy is okay. Your vehicle, it's okay. So, okay, we are going to make or to start in another way, like with the natural decoding. But for example, if we are going to try to help yourself in this physical energy way, probably I could use a synergetic therapy that is more or less the mixture with Ayurveda and the Chinese medical medicine and laser. Yes, we are going to try to make yourself a little more stable in your physical way. So it's difficult for me to tell you, okay, all the people first are going to have some acupuncture, for example, with the needle or with a laser, or all we are going to start with geometry, because it is it's only for yourself the way we are going to try to make this appointment. Yes. Because it depends on how are you, how is the patient. Yes.
Yeah, and I love what you just said about the intuition. And I do believe that a huge tool for each of us to be healthy is to develop our intuition, because that intuition is the connection to your body, that you can really feel, is this something I need to do? Is this something I really need to eat? Is this something else? It is something else I need to do or to adequate in my life. Like, listening to your body, it's important. But at this stage where really the patient has no idea what's going on, having you as that intuition tool telling them, what you really believe is to work in your emotions. Or right now you really believe you really need geometry or acupuncture or whatever it is. I think is a huge, huge help when we are really lost and we really don't know what path to take. So once you are there with your patient, how do you help them to use their spiritual energy to heal?
I think you have to know yourself, yes, and to believe in yourself, because sometimes, or more times, we always are believing that the other is the one that have the answer of your problem, and the answer is in your heart.
Mm-hmm.
But we are, but when we, for example, we go to the doctor, and we always are expecting that he's going to give you the recipe or the yes, the way that you have to do what I have to do to change my way of life. And I think the way of life is changing when you are looking in yourself,
Mm-hmm.
when you are deeply knowing yourself. And I think when you can help the other to hear themselves, to observe themselves, to make like all days are like lessons, and you can probably take that lessons or not, or just saying, okay, this is my life and that's it. But if you can observe you, if you can think, okay, today I have a pain in my right hand, I can think, okay, I make some movement that it is the cause of my pain. But also I can think, okay, and how is my work? How is my relation with my father? That is the hand. Yes, if you are the right hand, probably if you are talking about your father or relation with your husband or with your partner, it's a way of looking at that. And I realize when the person is with, we are working during a time, it's very nice when a person said to me, okay, I have this, I have some pain in my teeth, and I realize, okay, what is happening to me? Oh, that's awesome. Yes.
Mm-hmm.
Because it's like, okay, you are looking for it, you are observing yourself, and you are not only thinking about, okay, I have some physical problem, I am going to take some medicine, and that's okay, or I'm going to the dentistry, or is another way of looking at yourself. And I think that's the way I can help the other.
Mm-hmm.
You can to observe yourself, and to think, this what's happening to me, and why. And then when you are realized in yourself, then you can be in your present. Yes, and you can be in your present with your feet on earth.
Yes, and I love that, because I do believe that when you open yourself to the opportunity of something else, when you have the courage to ask, what's wrong with me? It's not my teeth, it's not my heart, it's not my head, it's not the pressure. There is something else, and I'm opening up myself to that information to come to me so I can really heal what really needs to be healed. It's not my heart who needs to be healed, that needs to be healed. It's the way that I manage my emotions. And I think we could stay here just talking about, it's not your head, it's not your hands, it's not your knee, it's something else. So when you open up your life, when you open up yourself to bigger opportunities and information, is when you really can go back to yourself and heal. So according to all of this discussion we have had, Nathalie, what is healing according to your experience?
For me, is what we were talking about. Find yourself, knowing yourself. And in this way, knowing yourself, listening to yourself, speaking to yourself, yes, you're going to discover like a great universe. That universe is you. And the other that is in front of you is also a universe. But first, you have to look at yourself. And healing is that. Find yourself, knowing yourself. And when you are looking in what is inside of your heart and listening to your heart, then you could start to listening to others and the heart of the others, yes? But if you don't start with you, it's going to be very difficult to speak with others from your heart, not from your mouth, from your heart. I think that's the healing for me.
Oh, and I love that, and I want to repeat it. Healing is to find yourself and to know yourself from your heart and in your heart. And I think that's a beautiful definition, that it goes deeper exactly of what this show is about. It's healing in a high frequency. It's seeing your body farther than just a physical body. Nathalie, what has been one of the most beautiful or powerful processes you have guided or witnessed through your practice?
For me, there is a practice that I love so much, that is the cranial sacral therapy, in which you make like a meditation with the patient. You have to be so in the present to hear the patient, because you're trying to hear the movement of the body. Yes, you are like hearing the movement of it. So if you have to stay in a very important meditation with the patient. It's the only way to hear it. And the craniosacral therapy is the way that I found that you are like in the moment with the patient. All the tools, you have to make that. But the craniosacral, if you are like a little way thinking in another thing, you are going to lose the movement of the patient. So for me, it's like the most. It's like it's a tool that I love so much. I love all the tools, but this one makes you realize the importance of the meditation during the therapy. Yes, all the tools, you have to stay very aligned with your soul, because if you are like thinking in another thing, you are going to be in another place, and you are not going to feel the patient. The sacred geometry, for example, was another experience that I had that was very nice, and I want to share with you this. I was in a Reiki program with a teacher, and we were talking about sacred geometry, and she told us to feel the chokurei. Yes, the chokurei is it's a movement with your hand that you make as a symbol with the reiki, and we were feeling the symbol. Yes, it's not only to draw the symbol, we were feeling it. How was it? It was a light, or how you feel this symbol. Then we try the same thing with geometric, with geometry, and for example, we use each of us choose a geometrical figure, and it was so nice to realize and to feel the figure that we were using. Yes, it's like, oh my God. You think always that you are like seeing the object, yes, or drawing the symbol in Reiki. But when you feel it, it was amazing. And I think these three things that I told you have one in common, that is your meditation, your active meditation during the therapy and during the life. But more of the time we're like playing with our minds, yes. but it was so nice. I don't know if you understand me what I tried to tell you about the feeling the symbol, feeling the geometry in your hands, but not feeling something solid, only feeling the element. Yes, for example, if you think about the water and you bring it to yourself, to your hands, but you don't have the water in your hands, only you are thinking about the water, how you could feel this element. Yes?
Mm-hmm. Yes. Yeah, I completely understand. I'm a Reiki master and I know exactly what you're talking about. And for the listeners who don't know what's Reiki and the symbols, let's say that, for example, a coin. You don't have the coin with you, but you need to feel it. So how does it feel? How does it look? What's the energy that you can connect from that coin? It's something that is not right there with you, but you're just going to feel the energy. It's basically what Nathalie is talking to us. And Nathalie, I would like to know if you have a story of one of your patients who really sticked in your heart because of the process that person has made with their own healing.
Yes. Today, I saw a person. I work with her by Skype, yes, because she doesn't live here in Spain, and we make some natural decoding therapy. And I realized her story. We began to work at 2016,
Mm-hmm.
and more or less 3 years ago, and she made a lot of progress, so important changes in her life. She worked a lot with her family tree, with herself, how her work was like a mirror of her life. Yes, because she has a lot of problems in her work, and now her work was like a mirror of her own family, and it was a mirror of her childhood and a mirror of all her life. And when you can look at the problems like a mirror of yourself, you have to start to working in yourself. And she worked a lot in her inner child, with her family, with her mother, with her father, with a grandfather. Yes, no mother, she didn't know him. Sorry, and she had been working very nice and very constantly, because I think that's the other part. Is important to be constant with you, not with me, with yourself. And now 3 years after we started the process, now her life has made like a change that it was, oh my God, I'm so proud of you, and I'm so happy that you are happy. And now she always is thinking, she tells me, okay, I sometimes I think, oh, why I am feeling like something, no? Now she observes herself in a different way. Now she understands a lot of things that was her life and was so amazing. It was today, yes, because it was like, oh my God, 3 years of working. And now it's like, oh, you have a lot of progress in her work, in her family, with her parents, with herself. And I was like, okay, now you are ready, yes?
So, Nathalie, we have some minutes left, but I would like you to share with us 2 steps or 2 tips for anyone to start this healing process, like really quick. What would be those two tips?
The first one, the meditation, all the days. If you can try to make some meditation, you don't have to make a 1 hour meditation with a specific room. No, you can do it in the shower when you are getting dressed, or when you are looking at your mirror, or when you are making the breakfast. If you can make your meditation during all for one moment in your day, you are going to be ready for your day. And also to observe you, to be aware of you, to be to know that if your body is talking with you, you can hear it. You're not going to be like, oh, why I'm feeling like this, okay, another headache. No, hear it. And if you hear yourself, you are going to know more of it. And then I think you are going to have a better life.
Yeah, I completely agree. Completely agree. So, Nathalie, let's remind listeners where they can go to find out more about you.
In my web, NathalieMarulanda.com, and in Facebook, you could also find me, Nathalie Marulanda. You are going to find my page that is in Spanish. It's called Salud Consciente con Nathalie. And in those places is my phone number, but you can also write me by WhatsApp if you want, and I will be pleased to answer you as soon as as is possible. Also, my email is DRA Nathalie Marulanda, DRA doctor, DRA Nathalie, NathalieMarulanda, gmail.com. And I will be pleased to share with you whatever you need.
So if our listeners don't speak Spanish, don't worry. The website is in Spanish, but you already have her contact number, her email. You can contact her through Facebook, through WhatsApp, and get in contact with Dr. Nathalie Marulanda if you are ready to take your health to a next level. And thank you, Nathalie, for sharing your healing superpower with us.
Thank you so much, and thank you all the listeners.
Thank you all of you for joining us today. I am AngelaMaría, Conscious Creation. Change actions, shift energy to live heaven down here on earth. I'll see you next time. Bye-bye.
Are you ready to discover your superpowers? Go now to superpowerexperts.com and take the superpower quiz today.